Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home Care.
How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great. I feel like the weather in our area is very bipolar right now.
It is.
It's getting cold.
I'm a little bipolar too because I don't have to go back to the office until Friday after coffee talk.
Oh, wow.
So it's like almost like 2 days off.
Wow.
What are you going to do with yourself?
I'm going to drive to Kilmarnock, which...
But is it for work?
I'll give you $1 if you can point to Kilmarnock on the map. Yes, it's for work.
Okay, so like you're technically not
I'm not off. I'm out of the office.
You're out of the office.
Which is like a vacation.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. Sometimes it's good to just kind of reset and not be in the same space all the time.
It is. And I have super exciting news.
Okay.
So much like the elusive Bigfoot, I saw Woody Watts out in the wild.
Oh, as did I.
Yes.
I think I was with you when we saw
this. It was so strange.
It was.
Like, I look different out in the wild, don't I?
Yeah.
I almost didn't recognize you.
A lot more hair.
A lot more hair.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, who is that strange character over there?
Yeah, it was great. So,
not at one of our events, though.
Let
me just put that out there.
Sort of, because the Central Virginia Business Coalition sponsors the Browns
technically
heating and air and plumbing giving away.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little credit for that.
That's true.
And it was great that the person that I've known for a long time couldn't be a more deserving family. I'm sure all the families were deserving. Let me not discount anyone, but was very happy that her and her family won that because it was much award. So it's a great thing that Brandon Brown and his crew do. Mm-hmm. To give that away every year. And glad that I got to be a part of it.
And I'm really proud to have been a sponsor since the inception of this event. I think that ourselves, along with Foster Fuels and Chick-fil-A, have been involved since the very beginning. And it's one of those sort of things that we don't sponsor a whole lot of things. We're a nonprofit, so sometimes it's hard to do that, but we do try and sponsor things that we feel are, kind of near and dear to our hearts and, things that we see a lot of value in. And this event is something that, being able to give someone a brand new heating and air system that
not cheap.
Doesn't have it, is really cool. So,
And can I share a little bit? I can't tell the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't. But like we're in charge of the poll that is the voting, and we do the website, the back end stuff. I can tell you the voting was so close. Like it literally goes down to like we disabled it at midnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like it went down to the wire.
So did it like change back and forth for like did. 9, 10, 11 o'clock?
It did. So you can,
wow.
In the beginning, you might have a surge for one person, whoever shares it the most or whatever. But honestly, the longer it went, and then literally we cut it off right at midnight. I was like, oh my gosh, I if I don't cut it off, it's just going to keep, we had set the date before, but it's just so everybody knows out there, like it really literally goes down to the minute about who wins and each vote counts. And I know you hear that all the time in these contests, but all the families were deserving. All of them were in the running, and all of them got so many votes. And each article on the website got so many hits, and people read their stories. So it really got the information out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I, going on and reading some of their stories, and every one of them was deserving.
Yeah.
And I know Brandon mentioned this at the event, but while they did have to have one quote unquote winner.
Yeah.
If you're out there listening, you're a business owner or someone that just may want to reach out and help the other two finalists potentially get a heat pump, a heating and air system, you can still do that. Brandon and them are still going to, they do the labor free, and they will do the system at cost.
Right.
So if you are feeling inclined to donate right now, if maybe you have some funds that you need to get rid of before the end of the year, things like that, and you want to donate, contact him, and he can definitely help you out with that. So they can get these other two families potentially squared away as well, which would be great.
Yeah, it would.
So we have some guests coming on later in the podcast, but right now it's just us hanging out here in the studio, which is rare.
Having fun with my little Debbie Christmas trees over
I
here.
know I brought Mike a present. See, I was going through Food Line yesterday and I saw the little Debbie Christmas tree cakes and I said, "Hey, I'm going to get Mike a present. Look at me."
Now I have a snack for down the road.
Well, that's good. So
Hopefully
I drive to Kilmarnock.
Hopefully I don't eat. It's a 4-hour drive. Hopefully I don't 4 or 5 hour drive. Hopefully I don't eat one an hour.
Well,
because that would be bad. Because I already had one today when I left the office. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I saw too, like I read somewhere there because we had that whole episode where we brought different Debbie cakes. Remember,
right.
Some of us hadn't tried some of them. They're bringing back one of their ones that had gone away for a while, and now they're bringing it back. It's like the Star Crunch one.
What?
Yes.
I didn't even know it was missing.
Still not my fave. Still not bringing back my chocolate chip one, but whatever.
Still good to have variety. But have you seen that they also have like the mini donuts that are coated and they're like Christmas trees?
All right, so
Nope.
I have a disclaimer about that.
Okay.
We found a bag.
Okay.
And
No good?
they are good.
Okay.
I would not put them at the same level as the
Like
actual
Christmas
trees, but they're pretty good.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, we tried the zebra ones. They have the zebra flavored donuts as well.
Yes.
They're not that good in my opinion. But the tree ones, they have the green like sprinkles
And
on
I think
top.
it's the green sprinkles that make it because it's got that
Exactly.
little bit
It's
of
got
a
little
crunch.
It's so much better. Yeah,
Like,
they're just good. I would prefer the actual tree
Trees,
itself, but yeah, in a pinch, yeah, they're good.
Okay. I haven't seen them at all. So now
They're
I'll have
hard
to be
to
on
find.
the search for donuts.
At Kroger in Boonesboro, we found one bag. I think they're supposed to go nationwide or larger on November the 1st.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so now they're just
Yeah,
kind
I
of like
don't
Woody
understand.
elusive. You got to find them.
Hey, I found it and I knocked out 3 people to get it. So
I've seen everybody posting the I can't believe this store has wreaths up on it, like especially the national chains. But
Oh, yeah.
Coming from someone who used to work in retail for a store that sold Christmas decorations, like 100% it's out now.
Yeah.
And the reason is because people like to decorate in November. So if you don't have it out in October, and as someone who probably goes a little too crazy for Christmas, I'm pulling trees out in my office next week. My staff doesn't know that yet, but
Nope.
it's coming. So, because I have about 6 trees in storage, and we donate some trees every year, and I'm not sure how I'm going to put them together. So I'm going to put them up in the office so that I can kind of gauge and see like how we want to do and things like that. So, but you really got to have the stuff out there earlier. So I know that people complain every year, it's earlier and earlier every year, but like as someone who has to go and buy Christmas decorations early in the year, I love it. So. You won't catch me complaining.
Nope.
So now I do complain.
I keep saying it.
I do complain when it's like the day after Thanksgiving and they've got all the Valentine's stuff out. I'm like, Valentine's doesn't need that much time, in my opinion. Anyway. But
So
I don't know.
yeah, I'm hardcore day after Thanksgiving.
That's
I don't put up anything
So we usually don't put
Till-
anything up until then, but
after Thanksgiving.
because we were moving last November, I just put things in storage and didn't really look at them. So
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's going on. So-
Now, I will watch my Hallmark movies before then. That will happen, but decorations do not go up until after Thanksgiving. And I think I've mentioned this before. I have like a whole thing I do with my family and my kids. We do a thing called decorating day, and that's like been a family tradition of ours forever. So, the day after Thanksgiving, they all come over and we decorate the entire house and do like our meal is like appetizer stuff all day. So we just snack on dips and meatballs and crock pot stuff or whatever I throw together. And then we always watch the movie Elf. Like that's our kickoff to the Christmas season.
That's nice.
So nice.
Yeah, we do it every year. And they know, I mean, and it's really cool because I have a almost 13-year-old and then I have 2 older kids in their 20s. But to them, they know that that's like extremely important to me. So they don't ever, at least they haven't yet.
They don't complain to you. They just
They probably complain to each other, but they don't plan anything else that day. Like they know, like this is Mom's day and this is what we're doing because I would be sad. And we do something very similar at Halloween. We just did it this past weekend where we kind of do the same. They don't come decorate, but they come and we do like a snack day,
like a spooky day.
And then we watch a scary movie, as scary as I can potentially.
What was the
handle.
movie this year? Was it?
So Hunter picked it this year.
Oh,
and yeah, he picked the movie Us.
oh, that's a scary one.
Have you seen that?
Yes, it's freaky.
So I'm not a big fan of horror movies. I'm just
Right.
going to put that out there. I don't like anything. So I can do like The Conjuring, Paranormal Activity. I can do kind of like that type of spooky movie. But if it's something that I feel could actually happen to me in real life. Like now granted, I know there's not like the tethered hanging out underneath, coming to get me. But like the one part, like when their lights go out and you just see the family at the end of the driveway.
Right.
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. There's like this family just chilling there. Like, okay, that could happen. Like I could open my door and there just could be like murderers outside my door at some point in my life. Like it scares the ever living bejesus out of me and I can't take
The fan club text messages that are coming right now are just making me laugh.
What?
Sheena was like, holy crap, us, that freaked me out. But OUT is like spaced out and all capitals.
Oh, yeah.
She also said that Valentine's Day gets put out earlier because guys need to be reminded. I feel like that's directed at me.
Facts.
Oh, that's
And then she also said we've already bought Christmas because we have. So my wife just found out that I love the Grinch, like probably a little bit too much. So we actually have a Grinch Christmas tree, like the one that bends over. That just showed up. It just showed up like last week for me.
Wait, which is there a particular version of the Grinch or all?
I just
Grinch?
embody the spirit of the
Okay,
Grinch.
okay.
So I am the Grinch secretly. So
That's a good question though, Woody. What's your favorite Grinch of what are there like three main ones
Jim
now?
Carrey.
yeah, so I like
Yeah.
Jim Carrey. If you're gonna take like a modern day, like okay, they did it well,
Yeah.
but there's nothing like the original.
No.
Oh,
Right.
the old school.
There's nothing like the original, but I like the Jim Carrey one.
But I will also say the newer Grinch one they did, the other cartoon version they did, is actually pretty darn good.
Was that was like a long movie? Like
Yeah,
like
CG.
feature, yeah.
CG, yeah.
I really liked
that. Wasn't
that
bad
one.
either. It was good. Yeah,
It's
you
kind of
really
one of
can't
those
go wrong.
that are all good.
And it doesn't hurt that our little dog Chewy, he looks like Max.
Oh.
So we could get him to wear the little antlers. It would be cute. So
Yeah.
but
Well, it's kind of fitting that we're talking about like holiday stuff, because I know y'all are probably listening going, where are they going with this first half of today's show? Because we're just kind of rambling about holidays and
right.
whatnot. But I wanted to talk, and Mike and I kind of talked about before we came on the show, you know, the holidays are here. I mean, basically they're here. And we wanted to kind of talk about holiday spending, for the next couple of months and the importance of spending the local dollars, because
100%.
we talk about it all the time on the show. And of course, the name of the show is Talk Local to Me. And so that's what it's about. It's about talking local and, supporting local business. And so I'll be honest, in the past couple of weeks, I've been a little disheartened with the news of so many small businesses. I mean, specifically in our area that are having to shut down, close their doors.
Yeah. And I just told you today about like the garage that we go to all the time that's been there for 40 years. They've decided that they're not going to continue anymore. The husband passed away last year and the wife was keeping it open and she just doesn't want to keep it up anymore. So they're closing. So that's one small business that has a huge impact on us because I have 3 cars in there this week getting inspections and oil changes, all that stuff. And we've been dealing with them for at least 8 years.
Yeah.
Because they were really close to our office is the first reason we went to them. And then they saved me a bunch of money one time because I thought it was an expensive problem.
Right.
So, having those local businesses that you can trust, they're not just a corporation name that you kind of see plastered all over. I would say if you see a national commercial for it, then it's hard to have a connection with that unless you're visiting Angels because we are locally owned and operated. But caveat there. But Woody's, you like that, Woody?
Yeah.
So
Good job.
But yeah, we've seen a lot of small businesses go out. We've seen, we've had a coffee shop that had to close the location just because it wasn't working for them. And those business moves are hard to decide and very hard to make and execute well. And we've seen a lot of decline recently in our local business, but I know that we're going to talk today about how important local business is for our economy.
Yeah. Well, and I've even had some local businesses saying like this holiday season may be make or break for them.
Right.
Like it, depending on what happens this year, at the end of this year, is going to determine whether they stay open in 2025. And, I think that's sad. And it's something that needs to be put out there because I was doing some research online and we are part of the National Retail Federation.
Right.
One of the things I will mention, if you're a small business out there are resources for you through some of the organizations that we're members of, one of them being the National Retail Federation. And just for those listening, you can go to their website, it's www.nrf.org. nrf.com. So NRF, National Retail Federation.com. And you can go on there and they do lots of data. There's lots of, resources that they have there. I actually just signed up. They're doing a 2024 holiday retail sales outlook webinar on October 30th at 1. So I went and signed up for that. It's free. But it's a good way to kind of connect with them and kind of see
know what to expect this year.
Coming out. Yeah. And they did do a consumer survey recently on 2024 holiday spending. And I wanted to kind of throw a few of the things that I saw that they got back on like this consumer survey. And the shocking thing that I saw was that they're actually projecting to reach a record number of spending on average. So they're saying that the average consumer is going to spend more this year, which was kind of shocking to me.
Yeah.
They're talking about it being more like $902 per person.
Wow. Mine's
and
more like $209.
which is like a $25 increase from last year per person. And on average, they're saying it's going to be about $620 some that'll be spent on gifts, and the additional 200 and some would be spent on like food, decorations, cards, postage, things like that. But the thing about that is where are you spending that? Where is that money being spent?
Right.
Okay, so great. Consumer spending is going to be up. Fabulous. Not by me. I'm not going to be that person. But where are you shopping? And one of the surveys that they did said that 57%, okay, so more than half are going to be shopping online. Granted, maybe some of that online shopping is with your local small business. I don't know. However, I'm going to assume most of it is not. I'm going to
be the
think
Amazon.
It's going to be, the Amazons and the big box stores and whatnot and whatever. We need to get that number down. Like that number needs to come down. The amount that's being, and yes, it's easy. It's so easy to go online and click, 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 click and have it delivered to your door. I get that.
But to me, that takes kind of the fun out of the shopping.
Yes.
Like going and looking and being like, I have no idea what I'm going to get Sheena because she's kind of hard to shop for because she has the things she likes. And I'm waiting for my text message to start blowing up. But the like a Highland cow is always an appropriate gift. I'll just go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah.
If anybody has one,
okay,
hook me up.
An actual cow,
like an actual Highland cow.
Cool.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I could find you a picture probably.
We've got lots of pictures in our house,
okay.
But we even have a tree that is nothing but Highland cows. Anyway, she even had Highland cow slippers on today, which we may post on the Talk Local to Me Facebook page today, and she's gonna start freaking out now because she's like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I go shopping for her, like I like to go and look and like try to find the thing. Like going online, like I don't even know when I go to Amazon, I don't even know what to type in to start. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's she just said I'm hard to shop for. That's part of the fun for that is to me, and knowing that I can, especially because being in the CVABC, like I know so many local business owners.
Right.
Like it's even more fun because they'll be like, I'm looking for something for Sheena. They'll be like, oh yeah, let's find something. Maybe it's like, something to do with cookies or something, cookie decoration, whatever. Because she does the whole cookie thing, the baking thing. And it's kind of cool to like be able to see friends and be able to do that. So, but you really spending those dollars locally means that one, local taxes, they're paying local taxes here. They're paying employees that are local here. And the small local business is what drives the economy more than even the big box stores and things like that. So, Walmart can have a great year and a community can suffer. You know what I mean? Because it's not getting as much.
It's not enough coming back into.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, and like the baseball games, the football teams, the cheerleading teams, all that stuff, you don't see Walmart supporting them nearly as much as you do local business. So I went to a senior awareness day at Rustburg and was looking at the fence, and they've got all the advertisers. They had like Foster Fuel and a couple of insurance people and realtors and things like that, all local companies that are supporting the school to be able to do their football season or whatever.
Right. Well, I think too, people need to understand when you're supporting local and that money's coming back in, and people complain about taxes and whatnot, whatever.
Right.
Okay, I get it. But when you're also complaining about infrastructure, you're complaining about roads, you're complaining about all these things, supporting local is what's going to help get some of that taken care of. And you're going to keep these. So I constantly see a business say they're going to close, and then you see this influx of people that are like, "Oh no, I can't believe it," and they're sharing it, and they're like, "Oh, they must not have done this, they must not have done that."
They're quick to criticize.
Yeah, my question is, did you go shop there? Did you go in and support them? Did you buy a coffee from the local coffee shop? Or did you go to Starbucks?
Right.
Did you go into Target and get something and then go to Starbucks? I mean, it's okay. If you did, I mean, I'm not saying don't ever. I'll be the first to tell you. Yes,
finger pointing in the.
Oh, our guest just got here and are pointing fingers at each other. But I just, I recently, was in Target, and did I get something? Yes. So I'm not going to sit here and
right.
tout that I'm just perfect and I don't do that. But I do go into my local coffee shops. I do make sure that I support local. We've told people, if you can just shift your shopping, and just try and do 25% this year. Start small. I mean, it doesn't have to be, 80, 90%. Start small and work your way up each year. I've had people that told me they've done that, and they have gotten to that where 80% of their shopping is local. I'm kind of like you said, Mike, I love going into local business and seeing some of the fun things there that you can get. My kids will tell you, I buy them the most randomest crap, and I'll just see it at a store and go, "Oh, I think they'll want
gifts.
This."
You buy them unique gifts, not random crap.
Well, that's true. But to them, it's probably,
to them, it's
why did mom buy this? But sometimes I look at things and it'll give me a memory.
Right.
Or it'll be something that I kind of attach to that child, and I'll give it to them thinking, "Oh, this is fun. This is something new. This is something you can't get somewhere else." They're not just going to be able to go online and there's 500 of them, so everyone around town has it. It's unique. And I think that's the other thing about shopping local is being able to get unique items that are one of a kind.
Yes.
Or
so my mom worked at the Exeter shop off Old Forest Road for about 38 years, and every year, so they the way that they price their things, it's a little old fashioned way. They kind of take a little needle and they thread this little white tag on that they put a sticker on or write the price on, whatever, and whoever, the consignee is, things like that. And so a lot of times when you do that, they pull the tag off, but the string's still there, right? So every year we would look for the gift with the string that came from the Exeter shop, because it was we knew. And I think it started one year because mom forgot to take the string off because she was trying to pass it off. It's no, I got this at the new store, instead of the Exeter shop. And then it kind of became that tradition of we got something every year from the Exeter shop.
Right.
And we just looked for that white string. So it's kind of like the Christmas pickle, if you will, that one of those weird traditions that people have. That was always our thing, was looking for the white string on the gift.
And before I start getting the comments about how shopping local is more expensive, yes, it can be. And I know money's tight, and people, while this states or claims that spending is going to be up this year, I know there are families that can't necessarily spend a lot, and so they have to make what they have count. And sometimes, yes, bigger box stores have really good deals. They have really good discounts. Black Friday shopping is, definitely a thing.
Yeah.
You're out there getting that $5 pajama set, or, something that's definitely a lot of electronics. Of course, you're going to have to get.
There's also a balance with that too. So, I don't like to buy clothes unless I can pick them up and feel them. Right. So I don't want to order clothes off Amazon or Kohl's.com or whatever. I'll go to Kohl's, but I want to go and touch the thing and know what it is. And, it may cost you a few more dollars, but the extra money that you're spending is really kind of an investment into your community, because a lot of times if you need a gift last minute, you can't get it from Amazon. I don't care if they promise 2-day delivery. Sometimes some of us procrastinate, and I do, right, Samantha? Some of us procrastinate like I do. And I don't have time to wait 2 days for it to come. I need to go pick something up today because the event is today, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. And I kind of challenge you, if you're listening, I'm going to kind of challenge you this year to at least purchase something for each member of your family locally. And that can even be gift certificates. I know a lot of, my older kids, they're past the point of wanting a bunch of stuff. They're like, I would like a gift certificate, or just cash. Okay, that's fine. But a lot of the gift certificates, I will try and find more locally based.
Right.
As far as if it's a coffee shop, they're not getting one from Starbucks. They're going to get one from a local coffee shop. We've had lots of local restaurants in our area that could use your support. as well, and
If-
local small business.
If anybody is looking for a gift for me, I am Size Dozen Donuts from Hill City Donuts. Just saying. They're not a member yet, but
Oh,
they will.
yeah.
Hill City Donuts. They're amazing because it's what used to be Mama Crockett's, and they have changed it a little bit, but they still have the original
I need to
dough and all this stuff. It's really
check
good.
it out.
So yeah, shout out to Emmeline and her crew. So
Very cool.
I'm there probably every 2 weeks getting donuts for people. So
Yet I have received none. And so,
next time I go, I'll get you.
okay. Anyway, but we just wanted to really highlight on that, because people are out shopping, and there's actually a new slogan I was looking at so another website that I utilize a lot is Amoeba, which is the American Independent Business Alliance.
with a funny name.
Yes. And they have this thing out now saying that October is the new December. So people are shopping earlier now versus waiting till the last minute.
Especially if you're having to budget a little more, like
Yeah.
you've got to start spending sooner so that you're not spending all at once.
Well, and especially this year because Thanksgiving, so the holiday falls later.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's less time between Thanksgiving and Christmas to get that shopping done.
Right.
So more people are out getting it now. I've already started putting things into my closet that I have to hide, my hidden closet. And so people are doing it early. So start, little by little picking up things. I'll just randomly go somewhere and be like, oh, let me go ahead and get this gift certificate today. And I'll try and get like something little every time. So it's not so overwhelming. But American Independent Business Alliance is another really good opportunity if you're a small business owner to go and get resources. So I like to put that out as well. Those are two resources that we use. And then really just kind of talk really quickly about the importance of Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Black Friday. I'm not going to lie. I used to be that person. I used to wait till they would leak all the ads, and I had my route, what I had to get and where I needed to be. And I was in line at, when they used to do it where it was like, you had to sit out at 2 a.m, sitting outside.
You had a little camping chair.
Yeah, I had my camping chair. I was ready to go. And I used to be that person. And now, honestly, I think it's taken the fun out of it because it's not like that anymore. And I don't like it. But do I still go out on Black Friday? Sure, I do. I like to go out with my kids and we have a little bit of fun.
See, we don't do Black Friday shopping, but we do go out the day after Christmas to buy all the Christmas decorations.
Oh, see, I don't do that.
Because we don't, Busy Angels donate so many things to different organizations with trees and stuff. So we buy it cheap because if we're going to donate it, we want to get the best deal possible. So, and we've maybe last year filled an entire car and a half with
I think I
Christmas
saw
decorations.
pictures of that.
It was a little crazy. So.
Yeah. But the day after Black Friday, so if you are full of turkey and you just don't want to go shopping on Black Friday and you really don't, you're like, yes, I listen to Heather and Mike and I want to support local. Small Business Saturday is the very next day. So it is November 30th this year. And that is a great opportunity to get out and shop small. Most small business owners will have some sort of sale, or they like to, try and get people in through their doors. We are a small business champion. So we work with our small businesses to kind of help promote. So in November, if you haven't gone to our Facebook page, the Central Virginia Business Coalition, please do so. Make sure you like and follow, because every single day we're going to be highlighting a local small business and we're going to be doing some giveaways. We're going to have a lot of fun leading up to Small Business Saturday to encourage people to go out and shop locally and support these businesses. Whether, like I said, whether it's going in and buying a gift certificate or purchasing a tangible item, it's a great day to do that. And I think a lot of small businesses look forward to that day all year because they do see an influx, and it's kind of the kickoff to their holiday shopping.
So you want to talk a little bit about, we've I don't know if you know this, but there's a presidential election in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I heard something about it.
Something about that. And we're not going to talk about politics on the show. You'll never hear us talk about politics because as long as you vote, we don't care who you vote for. That's as far as I'm going to go. But you hear a lot about the economy and different things like that. There's different plans. So I'm going to quiz you guys. I want you guys to be included about how small business impacts community. All right. So this is straight from U.S. Department of the Treasury. So small business created over blank % of net new jobs since 2019. So what percentage?
57.
I was going to say around 60.
I was going to say around 60.
87.
No, a little more than that. 70. I was trying to cheat and give you say something different. It's been 70% of new jobs. That's up from 64% of net new jobs the cycle before. All right. They talk about how small business optimism is rebounding as inflation falls. So that's another thing to consider. As inflation goes down, like more businesses will open. Entrepreneurship, big word there, continues to surge. The United States is averaging how many new business applications per month in 2024? 50% more than 2019, by the way. And I will tell you that it is multiple hundreds of thousands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many multiple of thousands per month? New business applications.
50,000.
How much?
Probably more than that, but 350,000.
I'm going to say 475.
I'm going to go with 525.
430,000.
Okay. Look at you.
A month.
Okay.
So, and 43% of self-employed Americans are female, more than ever before. So that's a climbing trend as well.
That's good.
How many? All right. So small business account for about how much of total private employment? We're going for like a percentage. So 1 to 100%.
I'm going to pretend I can't see your screen. So
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. They account for how much for, you said private employment?
Private employment. So we're not talking about government. We're talking about
72%.
I'm going to say 89%.
So you're both over. It's about 50%.
Okay.
So 500 plus employees in the private world is 49% of employment. 50 to 249, well, 250 to 500 employees is about 7%. 50 to 249 is about 17%. And 1 to 49 employees is 27%. So over a quarter have less than 50 employees. So
yeah, I believe that.
That's a lot. And I have a running list in my head of all those companies that are.
So you don't have to be huge to succeed.
You don't have to be huge to succeed and to make a difference in people's lives and employ them. So just another reason, like, you want your neighborhood to look nice. You want your neighbor to be able to mow their grass and, pay their electric bill and not let their house get run down. Make sure you support local business so that there's jobs for them to go to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And, you may be sitting here. Another fun fact, and I looked this up earlier, because 18-year-olds to 24, 25-year-olds, they're saying now, a lot of people are doing, you were talking about the Etc. shop. A lot of people are actually getting gifts from like resale and thrift shops nowadays too, like supporting local that way, and going in and finding things that they consider like retro,
right?
Or
Yeah,
vintage, or
yeah,
my age.
That's why I can't go in. What's the store in the mall that has like all the 90s bands on the t-shirts?
Spencer's?
No, the other one, Journeys or something.
Yeah,
I can't go in there because it hurts my feelings anymore. Because it's like, oh, what a vintage feel. These are from high school, so it hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
So,
well, they're I love them.
We had an employee.
I love vintage.
We hired an employee and had to go through orientation yesterday, and her birth year was 2006, and I was like, I feel so old. I was born in the 1900s, so yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's just kind of gives y'all some facts and
some actual data to say, hey, shop local, because it makes a difference.
Really, it does. So don't forget, November 30th. Be on the lookout for businesses that are putting up promotions. Kind of make a day of it.
Right.
I usually get up, we go and grab some breakfast, and we go out and shop around locally. I'll definitely hit up a lot of our members. I like to go out there and support our members that are retail, that are having, things that are going on. And of course, like I said, again, follow our Facebook page, because we'll be posting some of those, and you can see. And when I say support local too, I'm not necessarily saying it always has to be retail. So you may see a day where we're posting a local restaurant that you can go eat at or get a gift card. It may be, somewhere locally that you just need to, sometimes it's even our service providers that need help. So, if you're out there looking, I think you can actually get gift certificates for family for things like that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, get a service plan for.
Sheena just said Gunny's.
Gunny's Tavern.
Yeah, we went there for the first time.
Yes.
We'll be going back very shortly.
Well, I'm not even going to talk about that. I tried to get my husband to go a while back, and he wanted to go to another restaurant out towards Smith Mountain Lake. Never, ever again. I'm not going to name names because I'm not that person, but we won't be going back. And so anyway, but I'm looking forward to going to Gunny's though.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Gunny's. I'm talking about the lake place.
Really good. Yeah, really good.
Gunny's I've heard is fabulous.
Yeah.
So.
And also know what the definition of local is. Because and what I was going to say just a second ago before Sheena said Gunny's got me totally distracted. We actually had a family last year that gifted their parents a month of care with us. And they're still with us. So they're still a client. So they saw the benefit of it because mom and dad would not agree to it. They're like, we don't want to pay for that. We don't want to do that. So they got them like 8 hours a week, like at the minimum that we require. And they're still a client with us now. And like now the daughter's like, it took such a stress off us, things like that. So think of different gifts like that. Like not just that, but not just home care because, that's what I do and that's, whatever. But also think about like what the definition of local is because like we're a franchise. You see national commercials for us all the time, things like that. But we are locally owned and operated. Like all of the money that we pay our employees, all the money that we spend on marketing locally, all of those things come out of our own budget, not out of a national. Like Visiting Angels didn't just send us a check every month and be like, here, spend this.
We actually had a father buy a membership for his daughter.
We did last year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Who is an entrepreneur, and he bought her membership that she's had all year and gave it to her for Christmas. And I also had a local business owner who purchased a membership for a local nonprofit to be able to be a member and get those businesses. Because a nonprofit membership is only $99, and so we had somebody that was just like, "Hey, I'd like to,
all right, so I'm
do this."
Tell you what I'm going to do.
It's pretty cool.
If you're listening to this right now and there's a nonprofit you'd like to support, comment on our Facebook page for Talk Local to Me, that nonprofit, and whoever gets the most mentions, likes, whatever. I'll donate a membership for them next year.
Look at you. That's cool.
I think that's a really cool idea.
I like it. It was a good
I think
idea.
it's a cool idea.
It was a really good idea. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll post that on our Talk Local to Me page.
Yeah.
And we'll keep that going through the end of the week.
Yeah, let's make
whoever
contest
gets
out
the
of it.
most.
Let's see who actually listens and goes to our
votes.
Facebook page.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Well, we are going to cut to a quick commercial, and we will be right back with our
commercial.
guest. Oh, a new commercial. Yes, we don't. No, I'm not going to say it.
Live for the first time here on Talk Local to Me. Roll that footage.
Hey, Mike, let me tell you about our friends at Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. They're veteran owned, and not only do they handle your heating, cooling, and electrical needs, but now they've added plumbing services too. These guys are really covering all the bases.
And they just launched the Freedom Home Guard Whole Home Membership. With this, you get year-round protection for everything. Plus, if you're looking for peace of mind during power outages, they've got you covered with generator installations too. Priority service, discounts, and protection for your whole home. Heating, cooling, electrical, plumbing, and generators. Whatever you need, they've got your back.
So if you want complete home protection, check out Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. Trust me, your home will thank you.
Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. Serving those who serve us. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty.
Whoa.
I like the music.
That's a quality commercial.
So that's the
Love
first
it.
time. That's the first time we've heard it with the music and everything behind it.
Yeah, it
was
sounds
pretty
good.
It only took like 3.5 takes, 2.5 takes.
Yeah, we did that pretty well.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah.
So
It's like we're used to talking into the microphone or something.
yeah. So we're excited to have Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical
As our halftime show sponsor.
halftime show, our commercial. Yeah. And, we've talked about it before. If your business would like to have their commercial, because we can have multiple commercials play.
Yeah, we can.
And a half. We can also have commercials play as the intro to our show and the outro to the show. And it's only $100 for a month. Can't beat it. And we can record it. You can record it. We can probably get someone else to record it if you won't like me or Mike or yourself.
Yeah.
But it's a really good opportunity because everyone hears it live, and then also it's the whole show's uploaded to wherever you're getting your podcast. So you are
It's there
hearing it.
forever.
Yeah. So people are hearing it. The thousands and thousands of downloads we have.
Yeah.
And live too.
And live.
And that's not an exaggeration.
That's not.
I was talking about millions of people listen, but thousands and thousands each month.
And it's on the cards to re-record the intro anyway. We need to update it.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time. If you sponsor it, we'll even name the studio after you.
Brought to you by.
That's right. So now's a
Already was.
really good time because in the next few weeks, we're going to be doing a new one.
Yeah.
Jump on that.
I'm excited.
This also leads me to my quick spiel of making sure that you're liking, subscribing, and clicking the notification button for Talk Local to Me so that you can continue to be updated when a new show hits or we're live. We want to make sure that you're getting those, and go in, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let us know if there's anything coming into 2025 that you want to hear, you want us to focus on. We'd love to hear that. But yeah,
or if you want to learn how to be a guest, you can email Heather at cvabc.org.
I think there's actually also a contact button on our Talk Local to Me page.
Look out.
You can
Are we
click
getting
that.
fancy?
Yep. You can click that and say,
fancy.
hey, I'd like to be on the show. And we'd love to have you. We have 2 or sometimes 3 guests whenever we feel like, adding to our time on the show.
Yeah.
So we'd love to have you. So,
yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, we are back and we have 2 guests with us today, but they're both from the same business, but we've got two guests in studios. We have Samantha back with us with S&S Business and
S&S Services.
S&S Services.
I'm done.
It's been 3 years.
And
It's fine.
S Services.
S&S Services, Business Services. I'm just going to name you whatever I'd like.
That's fine. We
Samantha and crew.
serve businesses.
Samantha and crew. Yeah, that's a good. Yes. And then we also have Sherry with you today.
Yes.
Awesome. So what are we chatting about?
There's a couple things like we've welcomed some new team members since we last were here. We celebrated our 3-year anniversary, and I have some fun statistics for that. And there's an event coming up that our company is sponsoring that we're really excited about. So we can talk about any and all the things. And also, it's year end. It's quarter 4, so people are starting to get concerned because they probably haven't clicked into that QuickBooks in quite a while.
I don't know what you're talking about. I might be one of her clients. That she's specifically
I was
talking
there
about.
last week.
Yes. So tell us. Let's talk about 3 years first. So you started and scared to death to start, and now look at all the confidence.
I know. So Mike likes to share this story because he was client number 1.
0001.
And I like to share the story because then you
I was
joined
at
us.
a CVAC
Right.
event, actually, that I met Mike, and I actually was not going to go talk to Mike because they were a franchise. I
Right.
was still new, and I was like, well, they usually have their preferred vendors. They usually have, like a whole team who helps them. There's no way that they would need little old me. And my husband, he used to be my hype man. He used to go to every single event with me because I was too scared to go on my own. And
Right.
now I don't remember the last event he was at. I drag him out now. So I walked up to Mike's table at the health fair and was just like, hi, I do this.
And I think I pretty much signed up on the spot, didn't I?
You
I
were
was
like, she's emailing
need
you
you.
tomorrow.
I need you. I'll give this to Marilyn. She'll email you tomorrow. And what do we need to do?
Yeah, she was in my inbox first thing the next morning, and I was in their office the very following week. The check that they gave me actually helped me go from a sole proprietorship to an LLC so I could feel more official. And it's just been a crazy ride since then. Within the month, I think it was the end of that month, so within 2 weeks, we joined the CVABC.
Mhm.
And since then, we've had the blessing to also get to serve the CVABC in their bookkeeping needs and continue to serve visiting angels in their needs. And our services are very customized to each of you. What we do for each of you is very different.
Yeah.
And that's something that we kind of pride ourselves on, where we have our workflows and we have certain ways we like doing things, but our communication and the specific needs of your account might be different, and we're willing to be flexible when possible in those needs.
Yeah.
And so since then, we posted a cool little thing on our Facebook where we basically have gone from the first year we had a little bit under 1,000 hours that we had worked on client needs. The following year it was almost 1,200, and then this past year, so from September 30th through so 10/1 through September 30th each year is how we did it, just because that kind of matches up with where we started. And this previous year, starting ending 9/30 of 2024, we had almost 1,800 hours that we had worked on client needs throughout
Wow.
the year.
That's like 9 full-time people.
It's
Right.
actually not.
No.
We actually have 7 part-time people.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I was just thinking like the hours.
Yeah. So
I was just thinking
That's
maybe
a lot
she
of
spent
hours.
all that on my books because
Right.
No, actually. And so, it was something like the first year we did like 40 something accounts. The next year is 60 or so. And then almost 90 this year of
Wow.
like residual retained accounts that were in every single month, and continuing to grow from there. I'm very thankful that, I had it obviously, I do not believe it came from me, but there was just a discernment that I had that came to me when I was structuring my company of such a way so that it allowed us to continuously scale without having a whole lot of hiccups.
Right.
And even we can transition team members for clients. So we did recently lose a team member, but she had an amazing opportunity, and so we're very excited for her.
Right.
But that allowed for Cherie and another new team member to step in and take on her workload split, so that they came in without, over extending themselves and getting the opportunity to really like focus on the client relationship and growing that. And because we had some of those processes in place, our clients didn't really notice a difference other than the name and the email.
Right.
So, I mean, while yes, they had a close relationship with her, it's not like it was that simple. But as far as from a service perspective, they didn't see much of a difference because we have those workflows established. So
That's fantastic.
3 years has been insanity. I feel like 2021 was a total different lifetime.
Right. It seems like forever ago, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, we've restructured how we serve our clients in that time. We've grown to a team of 7. All of our team members are mothers working from home in a hybrid fashion, and continuing to help them grow and figure out their entrepreneurial dreams, because a lot of our team has other side passion projects that they do.
With the way that you do your scheduling and stuff, like they're able to do that and still maintain their clients and things like that. Yeah.
Because our expectation is we do check on our clients every single week, but pretty much once you've checked on them, I just ask you to check your email on a regular basis, a couple minutes every day. And then your work schedule is very, very flexible outside of that.
Right.
I think it's funny because yesterday, so one of your employees, I would say, I guess employee, she's also my rep, is losing her voice currently.
She was in the office this morning and it was very funny.
Has she tried pickle juice?
She was losing. That's hilarious. But yeah, so she's losing her voice. And we're part of a networking group that meets on Tuesday mornings. And when it came around to like her turn to talk about SNS, she was just like, well, I'll try and get, do this. And so one of the guys said, well, why don't let's do something a little different. And he was like, is there anybody in this room who thinks they can tell us for Amber, like what SNS is all about? Like, instead of, her having to do it, how well have you been listening? Like, how well do you know her? How well can somebody do that? So
I've always wanted to do something like that at a networking event. Like,
it was super
tell
fun.
About your neighbor.
And so I don't remember if I got the name of the business right. I probably didn't, because I always want to call you SNS Business Services, but whatever. So anyway,
but DBA at this point.
But I was able to like basically do Amber's spiel for her because I've worked so closely and I know so much about them. But then the other cool thing was like there were other people in the room that utilize SNS too that were able to kind of piggyback off what I said or kind of elaborate on things. And when it got back around, they were like, so Amber, did you need to add anything? She was like, nope. So it was really cool because
that makes my day.
because people were able, and you had genuine like businesses in the room who use your services that knew, like it was easy for them to just kind of, what's the word, rattle off.
Yeah.
So
all the things.
It's funny when you talk about close relationships like that. So I just hired someone in my office that worked for like a different part of healthcare. And she's been with us a month this week. And so she went out, she started doing consults with clients and things. And I'm like, are you sure you can do that? You don't have any questions? She's like, every time you came in, you explained how things work. Like I felt like I already worked here because you explained it. And that's just what SNS does. Like when they work with you, they tell you so much about how they do things. They just don't show up and magically here's your books and go. Like they say, this is how we do it. This is how it's going to work. So like you can almost do that spiel just as a client. So it's fantastic.
Yeah. And that was one of the things actually one of the other clients mentioned was that he had thought, I think he's talking about like a year ago, he had considered taking over his own books. Like he was like, because he was like, SNS actually will train you. Like if you're that person that's like, I just want to do it on my own, Samantha, and then we'll train you. The question is, should you? And I'm just going to leave that. But like, so he went and looked, and after he went through all the training, he looked at her and was like, nope, never mind. He was like, I need to trim the budget, but I'm not trimming it from that. Like, that's not where it's going.
And I love that they'll train you how to do things because they'll show us how to do things and like, we're not really good at it. So a lot of times they have to show us again, or at least I like to understand the concept of something, right? So if we're going to utilize something, I want to make sure I know how it works so that I'm not like thinking like, oh, it's going to, you put lead in this end and gold comes out the other end. Like that's not how it works. It's just a process to maintain
Even
things.
last week, we were trying to find a solution for your
Right.
new employee, and I was like, "Hey, I actually just partnered with the software. It connects with everything, and it can actually solve some of the other problems we've been having this year." And I was able to send you some of those resources.
Yeah.
Which reminds me,
I need to check that email.
yeah,
I have not opened it yet. I'm full disclosure. But it was a great, like I just mentioned, like, oh, we need a way for her to be able to like go and purchase things for marketing stuff, important things like candy and water and things like she's picking up
Candy's
today.
important.
It is. And
donuts.
we got something really cute we're doing with Hershey Kisses. I'll share that later. So we're, in order for her to go do that thing, it's either like I'm having to hand her my card and like, here, go to the store, here's this, and trying to figure that out and track it makes it hard. So one of the things that Samantha's been really helpful with us through our new transition with this new employee is making sure that we're tracking everything that we spend through that marketing platform that we're using, so that we can, next year we can look at it and be like, all right, this is what we spent this year. This is our budget for this year. We're going to have a budget. Can you imagine?
it's so exciting.
How great would that be? It's not just how much is in the bank. Let's go spend it all.
Right. And we offer budget settings. We'll come and sit down with you as well and go through your actual expenditures and talk through shooting the moon numbers, realistic numbers, worst case numbers, and try to figure out what actually makes sense for your business.
Exactly. And I completely forgot what I was going to say. I totally blanked on it. That's all right.
Well, I was going to say, I do the budget session, with Samantha, and it's good to see. It always makes me worried then, because then I start looking at my numbers. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not close. I'm not going to do it. And then it makes me nervous, but that is what it is. So
I think you're great.
So
and we've nailed it down too. Like the first year, it was like a whole day thing. The second year was a half a day thing. And this past year, we were able to do it in just a couple hours.
Yeah.
Because we've got it down. We know your organization. We know your needs. And that's another thing.
And there's been a lot of changes in that
relationship.
year too.
Yeah.
With budgets and things like that. So
Right.
it's been helpful to have, so I'm on the board, so I'm not just like talking crazy stuff, but like working through things and being able to figure out like, this is where we can cut money. This is where we can't, this is, things like that. So
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been great to have your opinions and expertise on that.
Thanks.
So talking about growth, and you're talking, you have new.
I just remember what I was going to say. It's okay.
What were you going to say? Was it about Christmas?
So
tree
I
cake?
know I was going to say, you talked about somebody wanting to take over their books. So, and I think I say this every time you're a guest on here is, people have a passion for something and they want to do it as a business, but they have no idea how to do the business part. Yeah. And that's where you're fantastic, because like, I know, so my wife, I'm going to out her. She contacted you and helped her get an LLC set up and what she needed, QuickBooks and things like that, because she had no idea how to do that part. She can make an amazing cookie, an amazing cake, but she does not know how to do the other stuff that you need to be a business. So, so Samantha's great to come in and kind of provide the expertise on the other side of that. That's all I was going to say. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, now I forgot what I was going to say.
Right.
No, actually, I don't. So I was going to say that you were talking about the growth of your company, and you've added new staff members, and you have one of them here with us today.
Yes.
So, I guess I'm gonna put Sherry on the.
Let's put her on
Please
the, put her on the spot.
do.
And what I want to know is, coming in and working for SNS, like, what do you see the benefits of it? And, as an employee, and how, like, what you're doing is kind of helping the small business sector, if that makes sense, what I'm asking. She's like, darn it, Heather.
She's like,
Now,
I did
brain
this to her
is
last week too, so she's semi-prepared.
So I mean, we offer a lot of stuff that most bookkeeping companies don't offer. You get that personal connection, but you're able to still keep the business portion separate from the actual personal side, because
Right.
there are a lot of people that we deal with that we talk to on a regular basis that we've gotten relationships with. And it allows us to still keep that business connection, but also help out the little people.
Yeah.
Because I've used her.
Mhm.
She taught me how to use QuickBooks.
For her own business before she even worked.
Yeah, before I even worked for her, we started our own little petting zoo situation, which she trained us, and she taught me how to use QuickBooks. So it's like, it helps out the little people, because the ones that can't actually pay a bookkeeper full time to manage their books that are
it's
just
expensive.
well, compared to what I've seen
Yeah.
other bookkeepers charge, the prices that we at
That's what
S&S Services.
That's what I'm saying. For what we pay S&S and what we've been paying for 3 years now, is way cheaper than having either a full-time person to do it or even, so we have an accountant that does our taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I think they charge us more to do the taxes than we pay for 3 months worth of service with you.
I agree.
You know, it's definitely, you know, when you can partner with somebody like
And we do offer trades if we are something that can mutually serve. So
like cookies,
maybe not cookies,
but laser engraved
but maybe
mugs.
like other services. Yes, because we are trading for those. But also, Sheree, I want to hear, because it's something that's really important to me on the employee side and like your workload and kind of the flexibility you have now. What is your feeling behind that, or the thought behind that, and just the difference that you've noticed in the last couple of weeks since we've made this big transition for you?
Well, you know, I went from working a 40 to 50 hour day. My husband works second shift. So we have a 4-year-old son. So it was basically my lifestyle was get up, put my son on the bus, go to work, come home, take care of my son, get him to bed, get him up, and, you know, do it all over again.
Yeah.
With working with S&S Services, I have the flexibility to where if my son has a field trip, I'm able to go, which
Right.
what made me so
I
excited.
know she asked my permission, and I was like, "Why are you asking?"
I said that. Tiana and I had the same argument yesterday. She was like, "Can I?" And I'm like, "Why aren't you just going? I'm going to do this. Is that okay with you?" That's much better. Like,
I feel like that's how
fine.
Megan
Take
and I are.
ownership.
Right.
Well, I'm going from a job where I had to request time
Right.
off, where I had to say, "Hey, I want to take this vacation," and wait for approval.
Right.
You know, but now it's like yesterday I had a petting zoo event, and I basically emailed her and said, "Hey, I'm going to do this."
I said, "Put your away message up.
Right.
Talk tomorrow."
So I have the flexibility to be able to devote time to my family, devote time to my passions, and to grow my, you know, personal business. But at the same time, I'm able to take care of my clients and respond to them within a timely manner and be able to do both and not feel overwhelmed.
Right.
I'd also like to just chime in on that, because with, like, again, I'll go back to my rep.
We love her.
We do love her. But what I do love about what you guys do, and you know, if you're working a full-time job, I get it. And I know there's some companies that have to do it that way, and they're not as
Right.
flexible to be able to say, "Oh yeah, just go do what you want to do." However, I do think that's a great model, and people should start doing more of it, because I think that's one thing I love. Like when I'm working with like my office manager and she's like, "Hey, I have this to do." And she
Okay.
doesn't, yeah, when I look at her and go, "Okay, that's fine. You know, just make sure, you know,
She's like,
we
"Really?
just need to
Are you
make sure this is done at some point." It's a different relationship. It's a different type of inner office dynamic
It is.
when you have that sort of relationship. And I'm going off on a completely different tangent now, but like what I was going to say is, with our rep, there's times that I'll message and be like, "Oh my gosh, I've got to have this," you know. And there's been times like she's been at the beach, or she works another job sometimes that she's helping out with, and she'll be like, "Hey, Heather, currently I'm doing this, but I promise to get this back to you by then." And so like they're very communicative about it,
Right.
even if they're doing something else, which is what I appreciate. Just knowing that, okay, yes, they got my message.
Sometimes
They know I'm-
all you want is a yes, I got your message. I'll get to it when I
Yeah,
can.
they know I'm
Like,
kind of
that's
in a
okay.
slight panic, because that's what I do. Go into the procrastination piece of it.
Right.
Heather starts to panic and it's like,
And
"Oh
if
crap."
she can't get to it, I do try to get to it
Yes.
as well. If a team member,
Right.
if I know they're on vacation or I know they're sick,
You've also got a team-based environment where you look out for each other.
correct.
Yeah, and every email that we send, it includes Samantha as well. So that way, if we are out of the office or are away from our desk and they get our out of office, then Samantha's in the loop with it, to
Right.
where if it is something that is dire need, she knows about it, and it may be something, you know, that she takes care of, or she may say, "Hey, do you have 5 minutes? Can you answer this question for me?" And then, you know, we get it taken care of.
Yeah. And
Managing expectations are huge for
Yeah.
me and my team. Like literally that's the biggest thing to me as a person. And so it's so integrated into how my business operates as
So
well.
we have a saying that gets thrown around in my office a lot. a lot more lately in the last year than before. And this is kind of, tell me how you feel about this, because this is what I feel like you've built.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully it's good.
So I tell people at my office when they're like, something happens, they're sick, they can't make it to work, whatever, like sick kids getting concussions. I have 3 kids of people in my office that have had concussions in the last 2 months. It's going around. It's contagious. I don't know.
Started back.
Yes. So 2 of them one of them doesn't even play sports. So I'm not sure how that happened, but anyway, maybe she's just clumsy. So I say that with love. But I always say in my office that grace is the building block of loyalty.
Yes.
Right. If you can have grace with like a situation happens and you want to go on a field trip, something like that, it's going to make you like where you want to make sure that your job is done no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you made, oh, it's not convenient for me to do this because I'm really tired. I want to go to bed, but let me fix this for this client real quick. So things like that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good example because I just thought of this on the spot, but we say in my office a lot that grace is the building block of loyalty. My employees would jump in front of a bullet for me, I think, because I have been gracious with them in different things in their life. Let's hope that never comes to that.
Right.
But,
I feel like that's what I'm trying to build as well.
right.
A lot of our saying is, we plan for life because life happens a lot.
Mhm.
And I always tell my team, I'm like, I will have likely unending grace for me if you mess up, if you forget something, if you forgot to tell me you're away or you're away, if you come to me and tell me before I find out. Like that's
Right.
the biggest thing is you just come to me and you have a conversation with me and don't make it after the fact.
Right.
Usually, and even if it's after the fact, if you come to me in like in humility and stuff like that, generally I'm like, okay, how do we fix this? Let's work together. Let's build in practices so it doesn't happen again.
Right. Let's learn from that mistake. Let's
Right.
fail forward.
We want to use all of our failures as not failures, but as learning opportunities because I know we're human and we have the capability of making mistakes just like anybody else.
Right.
No matter how educated, how much training we do, how much we plan, life happens and it happens a lot.
And it happens quickly.
Like it happened to me. I still have an away message up that says that I'm still recovering from being sick because I was sick for almost 2 weeks. And so that really put me, unfortunately, behind because there is so much I take care of for my team. But I'm managing that expectation. And so most of our clients really haven't had much of an issue.
Yeah, that's one of the things, like the communication part is big. And it's one of the things that I always say I need to do better on because I get so many emails a day and there's
Sometimes
a lot of
they get lost.
We don't
Oh my
even
gosh.
email Heather if we need something.
It's not even emails, it's text messages, it's Facebook messages, it's all these different, they're coming at you from so many different directions. And a lot of times I have the horrible habit, and I know I have it, so I'm trying to do better. I have a horrible habit of answering you in my head
Right.
and saying, okay, yep, and I'll get to it in a minute. And then I don't because in my head I answered you.
Right.
But
And
I didn't actually put it on paper or I didn't actually send it out, and it gets lost.
And there
So-
are certain things that we can do, like Calendly, like we just had somebody sign up to come on the podcast literally just a second ago. So things like that we have to kind of learn from those, like, ooh, we didn't get that put on our calendar correctly. Like, oh, let's pay $15 a month for Calendly. We don't have to worry about that anymore. It's there.
Or if you use like Google Suite,
G Suite,
you can create your own. Like my consultations are all run off of my Gmail on a set schedule with all the permissions, and it's very similar to Calendly. So if you're already paying for that, you should use it. Save some money. Not that I don't love Calendly, but also if you're already paying for the tool, why not?
Right.
Like I'm all up in here. I'm like,
Maybe I need to
who
look
signed
into
up for
that.
the show.
I can show you how.
Okay. Look at that. Learn something new.
Um,
Save me $45 a month because there's 3 of us.
Oof.
so let's talk real quick before
Woody
I
kicks
know
us out.
we're
before
close.
Woody kicks us off, about your event because you
Yes.
mentioned you have an event coming up,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and so we definitely want to talk about that.
Yes. So I am co-founder and a sponsor of this event. Y'all probably, if you've heard me on the podcast, you've heard me talk about this organization called Dreamforge.
What?
And it's a very big passion project of mine, and we're really trying to bring a lot of amazing things to reality. And the number one way we can do that is by getting the finances to back it. So we've planned this amazing fundraising dinner on November 8th in Lynchburg at Timberlake Tavern. We have ticket sales up for the next week and a half or so. We have space. It is limited, but there's still a table or two out there if you want to get you and a group of friends together. It is themed Alice in Wonderland, dress up encouraged. It could be time period, it could be character, or you could just wear a fancy dress that's been hanging in your closet and you want to wear it, or pants. It could be a suit jacket.
If you had an Alice in Wonderland costume, this would be a great time to break it out again.
Correct.
I have an Alice in Wonderland costume.
What?
I'm Alice this year for Halloween, and I love my costume. Unfortunately,
You're going to be at Disney.
I can't be there because I will be in Wonderland.
Yeah.
I will be, I will be. Well, technically, I'll be in Raleigh, but I'll be leaving at 4 in the morning for Disney. But
yeah,
I'm super excited about this, and as a new board member,
yes,
for Dreamforge, I'm really excited
with us.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be on the board for Dreamforge, and I really encourage you guys to go. There's been a lot of hard work put into this.
There's so much included. You get a full authentic British dinner. You get dessert.
So what is the full authentic English dinner? Because as we are English, every dinner we had was authentic English.
Okay, so it's catered by T to the, and we haven't published the menu yet.
It's good.
But that's okay. You have a choice of salad or butternut squash soup as your appetizer.
Okay.
Then we have cottage pie, chicken and potatoes, or mushroom and chestnut pie for the veggie option, and dessert from Sweet Indulgence.
So it's cottage pie like shepherd's pie, but no beans?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
And
stretching my English
knowledge.
That. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. And we're really excited. You're also coming into the event. You'll get an opportunity to take a picture in front of a backdrop, a professional picture that will be provided in an album after the event, thanks to Eagle Eye Creative.
Oh, very cool.
We're going to have some amazing speakers. Andrea Plunkett is going to be singing a song to open our event.
Very cool.
We're going to have Kira and Kira Jones and Alicia Childress,
who apparently just met for coffee this morning to go over there
as our speakers. As for their speeches. We have Kira is going to be our Alice and of the evening, and Alicia is going to walk us through what it's like being a supportive character of the Alices in our community. And we're just really excited to take you down the rabbit hole with us and share with you some awesome plans you have. Oh, there will also be some silent auction goodies, and we have some really good stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite silent auction?
Oh my
thing?
goodness.
Just one.
Well, I mean,
or just pick one. Maybe not your favorite, because I don't want to.
Okay, Okay, so I love all of them, but the newest one that we just got today is from the Blossom Flower Farm, and they're such a cute little tiny business here in Huddleston. It's Jan and her husband. They had this vision to start a flower farm. Literally moved to the state, bought a house with the farm to do this, and it's a couple tickets to their spring make your own bouquet class that they have on the farm. It's really cute. I've been there, and I go to the farmer's market almost every Saturday to get flowers from Jan. So
I don't think I'll bid on that one, because I used to be a florist, but that's a really cool prize though.
But she's so smart, and she educates you through it. So that's why me and her get along so well. Like, she tells you the science behind the flowers and all the things.
That's really cool.
Cool.
So
that's a very
where
unique
can somebody get tickets?
thing.
So if you want to go to forgingdreams.org/events, the dinner will be listed there, and you can pick your tickets up there. Since we're here, and I haven't turned the promo code off yet, you can save $10 by entering promo code ForgingDreams in all caps. It is actually our website address, and save $10. We still have tables and individual tickets that you can purchase.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets are $75 a piece.
Okay.
A whole table is only $4.75.
Okay.
It includes everything that we talked about tonight.
And I can tell you, if Martha's making the food, it's going to be good.
It's going to be so good.
It's going to be good and authentic.
Yes.
FYI.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So before Mike gets into his questions that he asks, I have one other question for you: is how can somebody reach out to SNS Services? Yep. If
that's a thing.
Learned something today. If they would like to have you, have a consultation or have you look at their books.
Sure. Yeah. They can go take a look at sscustombookkeeping.com, or they can find us at SNS Services on Facebook. We're on Instagram as well. You can also shoot a text message or a call to 434-299-3920. And I'd love to get something scheduled for you.
Awesome.
So we're going to see if you've been listening today.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. I ask every podcast guest that comes on 2 questions. 1, how long have you been part of the CVABC?
So for us, 3 years.
Okay. perfect. And so I don't know how long have you been with SNS?
I started October 1st.
Okay, so you haven't been to any events with the CV. So I'm going to switch.
Been the coffee
back.
talk in Roanoke.
Yeah, coffee talk.
All right. So what do you think from what you've learned about the CVABC so far? What do you think the best benefit is? And I'm going to ask you what you think the best benefit is.
It's a support for local businesses to basically be able to get their names out there and join a group, good organization that provides them good marketing availability.
Yeah.
And items.
That was a good answer for being put on the spot. Like, fantastic.
We were not talking about that before we walked in this room.
I could not have done that better myself. So,
well,
Samantha, go ahead.
just because I've also dealt with Heather
I'm sorry.
with one of our other. Hey, I loved it. I met with her at Coffee Talk, and we were sitting there talking, and I mentioned that, hey, I used to kind of
Shrees recently went through a health transition.
Funniest thing ever.
I used to talk to you every morning, and she's like,
I'm looking at her. I'm like, no.
Who are you?
I'm like, no, there's this other girl. There's another lady I used to talk to. She's like, it is me. And so, like, her and I have gone through like humongous transformations in the last year. I didn't even recognize her. Did not even know I was
part of the club.
I've lost 77 pounds since February.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was just like, no, not
Very,
you.
very familiar with that whole process. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
His wife
Wow.
had a similar operation as Heather. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just looking at her like, no, not you. The other lady.
Yeah.
like,
The other lady I was like,
So
all
that's
right,
fun.
Samantha. So as a sponsor,
I know.
I'm gonna switch
we are
the question up.
continuing that. I'm so
This is
excited
her
for the
question.
sponsor breakfast.
so as a sponsor, what do you think that the sponsorship has added to your CVABC membership and experience?
Well, I mean, I love getting to talk at all of the events. That I feel like that's so special because it puts me, in front of people purposefully. And the events are one of the things that I love the most because you walk into a CVABC event and you already have 5 friends. Like, they don't have to know you, but they're already your friends because they like you because you're there.
Right.
And that's what's important.
Right.
And then outside of that, it's also just like the advertising. I had so many people be like, I saw your billboard. Or they think that like we're this huge like conglomerate company when we're not. We're still pretty baby considering. And, we look really cool because we have this giant billboard on the side of 221.
Right. So 4th question.
No.
We're developing this as we go. So you talked about when you first came up to me at the very first event and Stephen had to really push you. So what has the personal growth meant to you as being part of the CVABC through growing your business?
I feel like I have so much confidence and I'm not afraid to be myself. I am goofy. I am quirky. I am not your traditional accounting professional. I want to be fun. I want to do a little kick with my leg when I'm excited. I want to talk about how excited I am about other businesses and who I'm working with and just be myself.
So you're saying that 3 years ago you wouldn't have been confident enough to rock the teal hair?
I've always had fun colored hair. That
Okay.
it was more
So
of,
that
I would have
hasn't
been
changed.
quiet and I would have been a lot more reserved.
That is not you.
And anybody who knows me knows that I speak up and I feel like I'm able to hold my ground and hold my boundaries and even help other people through that because it's become such a passion of mine. And a big part of that is the people through the CVABC.
I just think it's cool. You've gone from scared to talk to somebody about your business to I'm excited because at events I get to talk about my business. I just think that's cool.
So I want to put out there real quickly, and I know Woody's probably like, can y'all wrap this up? I got things to do, lunch to eat, whatever.
What if you're hungry at a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll toss you a
Good
Christmas tree
conversation.
cake. Yeah. So I want to 2 things. One, we haven't really talked much about upcoming things, so I will mention if you're listening to the show today, we do have coffee talk. 2 of them, one tomorrow.
Friday.
Yep. Well, one tomorrow in Appomattox from 9 to 10:30 at Appomattox and Suites. But then also on Friday, and we have had to move the location. So we are at the Home 2 Suites right off of Simon's Road, I believe. It's right near the CarMax. We will be there. If you'd like to dress up, it's our Halloween edition. You can. I will be there as Alice and it'll be beautiful and fun. But you don't have to dress up.
I'm going to dress up as Ted Lasso.
I'm actually going to be dressed up as a team member named Boo. And yes, that's her literal name. I have a different team member who you haven't met yet who will be at the event.
Cool. So I encourage you to come to that. We are encouraging you to also bring a guest. We would love for you to bring a business maybe that, needs to find out more about who we are and what we do. And the reason I say that is because we have a great opportunity for small businesses right now to become a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition. So if you're out there and you're listening, or you have been listening, or you're a member now and you know someone who should take advantage of this situation, or if you yourself want to gift a membership right now to somebody else, great opportunity to do it. So you can join for $120 right now. Our normal annual membership is normally $200. So right now you can join for $120 for our regular premium membership. We do have a premium plus marketing membership that's normally $350. You can still join with that and get a discount of $120 off
that's a
that
good deal
membership. So that brings it down to $230 for the premium plus the marketing.
I'm going to cancel my membership and re-sign
So you
up just
cannot
for that.
do that.
Oh,
You cannot
It's
do
for
that.
new sponsor, Mike.
I will say
we're-
negative.
we're visiting Smangels. We'd like to join.
We're S&S Business Services, and we would like to
Yeah,
join.
that's great. But you should. That was good. But it's a great opportunity right now. And the best part about it too, so not only is there a price deduction, like right now you can take advantage of it and save a little money.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, yes, there is more. So normally when you join, a lot of people have the misconception that is a monthly fee. It is not. It's not $120 a month.
It's per year.
So it is per year. It is an annual membership. So membership goes from the day you join to the date for that same time next year. So you would join now in October. It would end in October. But right now, if you join in October, it actually will go for 14 months. So we are extending
2 months free.
it. Yes. So you will get a membership through December 31st of 2025 for $120. You can't beat that as a small business owner. You get networking. You get relationships that you're building with all these other members that we have that do referrals and they help your business and their resources. You get billboard advertising. You get discounted marketing through magazine advertising, television advertising. You get to come on the podcast. You have all these options that are at your fingertips that you cannot get anywhere else for $120. And let me I'm gonna very quickly break that down, because you can pay that monthly if you absolutely wanted to. So you could break that down to paying only about $10 a month,
right off.
$10 a month. But if you actually broke it down into the 14 months, which you have to do it in 12-month increments for the monthly payment plan, but you're only paying $8.57 a month for your membership.
That's like
if
less than
you
Samantha's coffee she has on the table for
Right.
a new place.
I got pumpkin.
That's if you went and bought 2 packages of Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
Very
We've
true.
been talking about. So
Actually, it's like 1.5 now. But
yeah, it's a great opportunity. I really wanted to throw that out there. We encourage you, bring a business that is not a member, bring them to our coffee talk. We're actually going to be doing our Roanoke coffee talk. I was just talking today. So for November, we're going to be doing a who are you thankful for coffee talk, and telling people to invite somebody that they're thankful for, another business that they've worked with, and encouraging them to come to the event and showing our
But
thankfulness.
Samantha's already going to be there.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to invite somebody else.
actually, Cherie will be there.
So I can bring in one of my other Roanoke coffee.
She's my
There you
feet
go.
on the ground
Yeah.
in the Roanoke Valley now.
So
Oh.
wanted to throw those options out there for our small businesses.
Yeah.
And, thank you everyone for listening in today. I know we've kind of talked about a lot. Support local, shop local, get that holiday shopping going, but make sure you're shifting your spending to, not everything from big box. Let's show the local love.
And listen, local, share this podcast.
Yes. And if you're, yes. And, if you are wanting to join, if you want to take advantage of that special, where is the best place to do that at, Mike?
Probably at cvabc.org. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.